Let's see, a little bit of a emergency stream over here for you guys. I'm gonna wait for some people to filter in here. Oh man. Titans week. All right, this is definitely gonna be a stream about this upcoming matchup about the Titans, right? Oh my gosh. Tallahassee was first in here. What's up, man? Gary Lawrence. Hey man, hope you had a good time at the game. I know it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but hey man, at this point, we just want to be competitive, right? That's what everything's about. Terrence, what's up, man? David Brown with the holler. Devious, what's up, bro? Dumpster Fire Show. Yo, Timothy, what's up, man? All right, so we have 50 people in here quickly. Emergency stream. I can't remember the last time I did a stream at 11:30 a.m. on a weekday, but here we are taking a little bit of a lunch, a little bit of break on my lunch, and I don't know what's going on right now, man. I was so hoping that video after it went viral, Monday was going to happen. Make your apologies and move on, but it does not seem that simple as Tuesday's filtering in, and we have all kinds of crazy kind of headlines coming about. So what I'm gonna do here, let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up the chat over here. I'm gonna pull up this so in case you guys have any comments, but I think we need to go through Twitter at some of basically what people are kind of saying. So let me share. Oh crap! What I need to do? Give me 1 second. Disconnect this. All right, I need to connect my other monitor so I can go through Twitter. I should have done this before, but you know. Let's see. Boom. All right. Things are. What's up? What's up, OG Timothy? What went bad? Everything went bad, man. Okay, let me. I'm gonna pull this over to the screen, and all right. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna present my screen. We can go through Twitter together, guys. So share because there's a lot of different things being said right now. So let me try to. Let's go over here. Let's. All right. So a statement was made from Shad Khan today. I have addressed this matter with Urban. Specifics of our conversation will be held in confidence. What I will say is his conduct last week was inexcusable. I appreciate Urban's remorse, which I believe is sincere. Now he must regain our trust and respect. That will require a personal commitment from Urban to everyone who supports, represents, or plays for our team. I am confident he will deliver. Oh, so there's that one. There was another big one that came out. Let's see this is an interesting thread. This is an interesting thread. So Michael Silver, he's 13 years plus at Sports Illustrated at .com Don. Okay. So I mean it's a blue check mark, 190,000. I've seen it before. So this is what he says. Thread 1. Urban Meyer's situation in Jacksonville has reached a crisis point, especially in the locker room. One player told me he has zero credibility in that stadium. He had very little to begin with. Players were particularly put off by the fact that Meyer canceled Monday's team meeting as he dealt with the uproar over the videos of him and a young woman getting cozy in that Ohio bar. He even canceled the team meeting. He was too scared, players said. Instead, Urban Meyer only apologized to position groups individually. He portrayed the woman in the videos as a random person who was just there dancing. Suffice it to say, his audience was highly skeptical. Said one player, we looked at him like, WTF, right when he left, everyone started dying laughing, and he knew it. Bottom line, it's bad. I don't know how he's going to function. Oh my God, guys. We are week 4. Week freaking 4, and things are getting completely out of hand. Now, here's the part that I think bothers me the most. Look, he only apologized to position. He portrayed the woman in the videos as a random person who was just there dancing. Urban Meyer all over the stadium, he wears shirts that says "Own It" on it. It says "Own It," and he didn't own it. He did not own this. And, and the thing is, if it hadn't been, I think Monday he was in the clear. When he was talking to the team on Monday, he was probably in the clear because there was that one video that came out that he had to kind of defend himself with. But then the second one came out with literally that shows his hands and what his hands are doing. And, I know what he was doing would not be okay with my fiance and would not be okay with probably 95% of relationships around America. It was bad. It was bad. And this thing is only going to snowball. It's not going to end today. It's not going to end tomorrow. I don't know how we're going to recover from this. And it's just an awful situation right now. I mean, we're Tuesday right now, and it does not look like we are on to the Tennessee Titans. You know what I mean? It does not look like we're on to the Tennessee Titans because right now Urban Meyer is trying to, you know, Urban Meyer is trying to get his legitimacy back. Gary Lawrence says, "My wife would kill me, but I don't make millions, so who knows?" See, that's the thing. I can't speculate on, oh, he makes millions of dollars. Like, it's okay. His wife knows this kind of stuff happens. I can't speculate to that point. But I can say that Shelly Meyer, and I'll pull up her Twitter. She tweets a lot. Shelly Meyer, did she disable her account? That wouldn't be good. Where the hell is their Twitter account? Urban Shelly Meyer. Dude, so somebody, what the hell? Dude, so somebody, does anybody have her official handle? Because I don't know if she just deactivated her Twitter, because that would be a new developing story. So let's refresh Twitter and see if anything new came out, because dude, there are things that are coming out every like second. Let's see. Let's see what Dilla is saying, because Dilla is definitely connected. Swept under the rug. Yeah, I agree. Met with each of the position groups before he met with the media yesterday. Then after the second video came out, another meeting with the coaches. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so yeah, right there. That's what I kind of pinpointed. I'm gonna vote no. See what? Yeah, see, it's so bad right now, guys. It's so bad, dude. Like we can't, like literally, like I posted a video, an hour ago or something like that, kind of discussing this matter, and I kind of said, look, like, you know, um, shout out to Jesus is King, dude. I don't like social media getting involved in people's personal life. It's just wrong. Yes. Um, thank you for the donation, but that's the era that we live in, man. And Urban has to be smarter than that, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, he's at his own. I don't know what establishment that he was at, but he's at Ohio State. Like, dude, you cannot be caught in 4K like that. And just he did not own up to his, like, he is totally like, what's the word? He's being hypocritical in this matter. And this is the thread, dude. This is the freaking thread. Yeah, like, yeah, Urban Meyer. Yeah, that's true. Urban Meyer or his wife was babysitting while she was in Ohio. It was his own bar. Yeah, it was his own bar. Like, dude, even if he does it all the time, even if he cheats on his wife, all that kind of stuff, like, dude, you don't, like, even like I was saying in my video, like, even me when I was, in college, I would not be feeling up girls in bars. I would not be like making out with them. It's like, dude, you spit your game and then you take them home. You don't need to like do all this stuff. And that was a single guy in me that was having my physical boundaries. dude, you do not do this, man. It was like, dude, like, what are you, a freshman in college? It's like, dude, come on, man. White Dog says, come on, guys. She was fine as fuck. Who's going to push her off? Dude, you got to have more restraint than that, bro. I'm sure us single 20-year-old guys would be all over that. But you know what I mean? I mean, if you're at the point where you're married, or, if you're in some kind of relationship, I mean, you got to push her off. You got to not get yourself in that situation, dude. Because there's no way that she just came up to him and started dancing. I mean, they were talking, things progressed, and then it got to that point. You know what I mean? And if he wants to do anything, dude, just leave the bar and take her back. It's like, it's ridiculous, man. He's trying to get fired. Yeah. I don't know if he's trying to get fired, but dude, like, this is just bad right now. And he lost all credibility, and apparently he didn't have much to begin with. So there's that statement. Protect Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, this is the only reason for optimism for me, is Trevor Lawrence. So that's if we didn't have him, I don't know what we would do. I don't think the Urban Meyer deal is a random girl. He met her at least as June. The company worked for did a photo show. What? Okay, I don't really get that one. All right, so so Urban Meyer is obviously trending. Urban Meyer stupid decision statement. It's rare to hear an NFL owner say his head coach must regain our trust and respect. But bottom line, from the top of the Jaguars organization, despite the bizarre events of the past few days, Urban Meyer has support moving forward. Dude, it's like we can sit here and defend different things that happen, but dude, like, if the team, if the players and the coaches don't respect him, it's like, dude, you almost can't keep him around. And like, if we're at this point right now, like, I can't imagine where we're going to be tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or even Sunday, dude. If we get completely blown out on Sunday and he's the major distraction point, dude, like, I would not be surprised if he's like gone within the week, which is just, oh my God, it's horrible. It's horrible, dude. And yeah, that's Anthony, you're right, dude. That's a coward move. That's a coward move by him, man. Like, he took the evidence that was out there, and he rolled with it. He went with it, but then all of a sudden a second video surfaced, and then he has to backpedal and redo something. It's like, dude. And things obviously aren't good at home with him. Like, how can he focus on football at this point, man? So, what a shit show, man. What a complete shit show. But the thing is, man, like, say it doesn't work out with him this year and he's gone at the end of the year, which it's looking like at the very least he'll be gone at the end of the year. The Jaguars is still an attractive spot, man. You have Trevor Lawrence. You have a young team. You have a foundation. You have an owner that's willing to spend money and put money into the team. So, I mean, if you want to bring in Bieniemy, Brian Dable, Joe Brady, there's plenty of good candidates out there. You know what I mean? That's you have that. I mean, you have your quarterback. And I don't know how many of the other teams that have great quarterbacks. I mean, it looks like, Zach Taylor. I mean, he's trending toward he's going to keep. If Zach Taylor on the Cincinnati Bengals makes the playoffs, he's going to stay with Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? It looks like these guys are going to, Jaguars might be the most attractive spot due to the fact that you have Trevor Lawrence. But, it's going to be hard because you have to establish a culture here. I mean, they're trying to establish this culture, but it looks like the culture is a joke right now. You know what I mean? It is just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy that Urban is going to get fired for being straight. What? Thanks, Obama. Oh my gosh. There's nothing else we learned. Urban now drinks dark liquor. That was for sure dark liquor behavior. Oh, Chris Farley sighting. Yeah, and there's this video a couple years ago. This random guy in the back without a shirt on. Oh man, gotta tell you guys, up until the last few days, I thought Urban Meyer was a chill guy who always treated others well and represented the best of humanity out the field. I'm really starting to reconsider now. And yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I was literally going to like make a video, like Sunday morning about like, oh, like I like where Ermeyer has this team. We've been getting better. Last two games we had halftime leads before just the defense flopped and stuff like this. But dude, like I had to take like a break, dude. I haven't even been listening to much like sports talk radio. I haven't been listening to a lot of stuff. I've been on Twitter, but I just kind of try to get away from it because I'm like, dude, like I don't like this part of the game. I like the football part of the game, man. I like watching the games, telling you guys what I see, telling you guys where I think we should improve. Man, I don't like the controversy part, the dancing with the girl at the bar part. You know what I mean? I don't like this part. This part isn't really football. Christian says, what are the odds they win on Sunday at this rate? I mean, do we even know who we're playing on Sunday? Because they haven't had any meetings about the game. It's all just been about that stupid ass video with the blonde chick. Didn't Urban talk to Trevor about marriage? I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. Like Urban Meyer, his best quarterbacks have been Tim Tebow and Trevor Lawrence, two guys that are just like devout Christians. Which is weird. I mean, like Trevor Lawrence is married. Like he got married before he got to the NFL. I'm surprised it took Tim Tebow so long to get married. I mean, he was definitely smashing, right? Like there's no way that he was a virgin up until he was like, what is he, like 32 or 33 now? I worked at Gainesville Stadium for 10 years. Urban was religious and nice. Is a shock. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, man. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't like to judge people. Like I don't like to judge people if I don't know them. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, "Oh, Urban's a bad guy." It's like, okay, well, how do you know? How do you know he's locker room cancer? It's like it's like when people say, "Oh, this guy's a cancer in the locker room." It's like, how do you know? If there's no reports out there, how do you know? What I mean? It's in my opinion is being a little bit prejudiced, and that's a huge issue with our country right now is people making judgments on people before they even know them. So I refrain from that. But when it's stuff like this and reports come out, you know. And this has been like the ultimate meme. This right here, just his faded face. This isn't the girl, by the way, but dude, I mean, he had a night to remember. You know what I mean? He definitely had a night that he will always remember. Religion is not immoral. Gauge plenty of priests. They look, yeah, that's, I mean, it's easy to be a Christian when everybody's looking at you. You know what I mean? It's all about, okay, when you're not in the public face, when you're behind closed doors, what are you really? What are you really doing behind people's backs when you're not camera shoved to your face, when there's not people like me that watch your press conferences? What happens when you don't think there are any phones out? What do you do? What do you do? I mean, there's been plenty of people, there's been plenty of people in leadership positions that people trust and they do all kinds of horrible things. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah. Alcohol gets you in trouble. Yeah, but I mean, I can get drunk as hell, but I can control myself around other women because I mean, alcohol does this to all of us. Let's be real. I can tell you one thing: alcohol does not make me cheat on my girlfriend. Um, but that's just me. I mean, that's just me. Maybe it affects you guys differently, but in the back of your head, you know what's right. At the back of your head, you know what you're doing, and so yeah. Hey, the former president used to grab one about a pussy and got elected. Why can't a football coach? Yeah, it's true. It's not a Christian school. It's the NFL. Move on. No, the fuck it don't. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, I know me personally, I can control myself around alcohol a little bit better than maybe other people are different. But what they say, I mean, drunk statements can be sober thoughts, and sometimes, movements. I mean, if Urban Meyer's willing to, and like, was he really even that drunk? Come on, like he wasn't like, I mean, he was sitting there. I mean, he was, he was holding himself up on the bar. He wasn't like swaying or anything. Like, I'm not gonna give him the alcohol excuse. I mean, you can, if you're drunk and you know r-word a woman. I'm not going to say that because YouTube doesn't like that word. You're still going to get charged. You know what I mean? You're still going to, like, if you drink alcohol and diddle with a kid, you can't just be like, "Oh, it was the alcohol. I'm sorry." It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, man. Um, Alcohol doesn't force you to do anything. If it does, you shouldn't. You should have known that before you drink. Yes. Jarvis says, "I don't think it's that big of a deal. Just make it right with the family. And get back to work." Well, I mean, you may not think it's a big of a deal, but the sports world, it's a huge deal, dude. Jaguars have released statements. Yeah, this is pretty accurate. Jaguars or Meyer apologizing to the Jaguars. Like, if all this stuff is going on and there's an official statement on the Jaguar site and it happened Saturday and it's Tuesday right now and we haven't had any meetings and Urban Meyer is running in circles, dude, it is a freaking absolute mess right now. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Anthony Urban can't be enough of a man to stand in front of the entire team. He had to cancel Monday's meetings. What a baby. Yeah, and he gave a fake apology, dude. It's just it's bad right now, and it's just bad. Him and his wife may be swingers. We don't know until I see the divorce file. See, I mean, that's also a thing with me. It's like I'm not gonna speculate on that part, and that's not even the parts that I'm worried about that much. Like him, out with the girl. Like the girl, obviously, it was consensual. The girl wasn't pulling away, or he wasn't, doing anything like that. And the whole, I'm not gonna speculate on the relationship side of things. The side you got to speculate on is that the fact that this thing went viral and he was coming up with fake ass apologies. There's been it's Tuesday right now. We've had no meetings about the Titans. I mean, all the focus is on him in that video, and he became a huge distraction. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and whatever him with his relationship, that's a separate issue. You know what I mean? Whether that's considered cheating, that's a separate issue. You know what I mean? But the focus is on the fact that he's become a huge distraction, and this thing has gone viral, and he's coming out with these fake apologies. He's become he's become a huge distraction amongst the team. And yeah. Chicken says, this definitely is a bad look, especially for a guy pushing team discipline. Thank you so much for the donation. And yes, that's hit the nail on the head, man. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. There's no way. There's no. I mean, you can't swing this into a. It's bad. It's. I mean, there's no positives about this. And now it's like, what do you do? You know what I mean? I mean, we're Tuesday right now, and this thing is snowballing downhill. The Jaguars have made a statement. It seems like every 10 minutes there's something new out. Like if I go up here and let's go over here and refresh everything. Watching. Oh, shout out to him. Yeah, I'll go ahead and retweet that. It's always good when you pull up and you see yourself being talked about. Hang in there with us. We're going to get better. Statement from Shad Khan. Yeah. Let's see. At least give Zach an awesome credit. No matter what, yeah, I agree with that. I'll give that one a retweet. I wonder if I'm gonna hit up Jordan, see if he wants to join the stream. So I hit up Jordan DeLuga. Maybe he can come in here for 10, 15 minutes. I am on my lunch break, so I don't know what I'm gonna eat for lunch. Well, I have stuff in the fridge, but I gotta actually get back to work. ESPN just reported Khan's statement. Yes. Can we just fire him already? Dude, it's like I could totally see it coming this week. I mean, with this that comes out and all of them I mean, things are gonna snowball like crazy. And it sucks because right now, we were on such an upward trajectory. And now this, I mean, we're on such an upward trajectory that now all of a sudden this stuff comes out. It sucks. It just sucks. Charlie Bar, are we better than the Lions? No, we're not. We're not. I think we're one of I think the Lions are the only defeat. The Lions haven't won a game, right? But I mean, I don't know, man. I think us and the Lions are the only 0-4 teams. All right, so Jordan's gonna join. So let me Let me hide. I'm gonna hide this real quick. So Jordan covers the Jags for GenJag.com. Yeah, he's very active on Twitter. Let's see. Okay, sent you a via Twitter. Okay, so Jordan's gonna join us. I wonder if I can get this thing streaming on. I wish I would have put this on Twitter too. How about? Ooh, can I put this on Twitter too? All right, I'm gonna put this on Twitter too. Confirm. Let's see if I go live on Twitter. I'm trying something new out, guys. Oh, that's lame. It just has like a link. Whatever. All right, so I'm gonna remove. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm my own producer. So okay. What? Okay. After we go 0-5. Okay. Interesting. Didn't think of that. What did Braden say? I have a feeling Braden said something wild. The problem is who's willing to coach the Jags out of this situation. I don't know if it's that big of an issue when it comes. I mean, it's obviously kind of a mess right now, but you know, you come in here, you're a coach, you bring your own guys, you trust in yourself because I mean, they Shad Khan gives these coaches the keys. The big thing is now we don't have the crazy like draft capital that we used to have. Like we used to be able to say, okay, we got the 2 first-round picks. Now, I mean, we're probably gonna have a high first-round pick, but I mean, it's just crazy. But I'm going after one of the big 3, like Bieniemy, Joe Brady, Daboll, one of these guys. Oh shit! All right, guys, I had to get the door real quick because I had to sign for something. I'll be right back. Come on, there we go. All right, I'm back. Oh, come on. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? Man, it sucks I have work right now. I should be I'm gonna set myself. What am I doing? Okay. All right, back over here. All right. So we do have Jordan coming into the stream. What's up, Jordan?
You know what's up. What's been going on over here?
I just want to bring you in because tight week, man. Let's preview this game. Up. I wish it was like that right now, but dude, what is going on with this team, man?
That's a great question. I mean, I think what's going on with the team and what's going on with Urban Meyer are 2 different things right now. I think from a team perspective, you got Trevor Lawrence playing the best football of his young career so far. You got the offense kind of coming together around him with the O-line playing well. James Robinson playing well. Laviska Shenault had a really good game. Marvin Jones has been good all year. Dan Arnold comes to life. But then you've got this whole other thing going on, right, with Urban Meyer. And I don't know where to begin.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most telling thing was the fact that, okay, like he apologized. That's one thing, you know, it's good that he went and apologized. But the thing was, he apologized on Monday and he said, it's just some random girl. I didn't know her. It just kind of came up. And then the next video came out with him like kind of groping her in a way. and then he had to go and justify that. You know what I mean? So he was apologizing for the video that was out there, and based on the evidence was kind of coming up with his own excuse. But then the next video comes out, and that loses all credibility with
Right.
him. And it's just, I mean, I'm not going to speculate on the whole, like, because I mean, I know in my relationship that would be me cheating. You know what I mean? What he was doing. I don't know what's going on in a relationship, whatever. I mean, that's a different issue. Also the fact that he didn't ride home, on the team plane. I don't know how common that is. I'm not a player. Like, I can't comment to how I personally feel about that, but just the fact that thread of tweets came out by, I forget the guy's name, like Mike Silver or something like that.
Yeah. So from everything I've seen from former players, and that was a question I had as well, because I'd never heard of a coach not riding back with the team outside of maybe some extenuating circumstances with like a family emergency, something like that. But then some former players did come out and spoke about that, and it's unheard of. I mean, unless there's a family emergency, an emergency with a friend, something like that, coach rides back with the team. If the team's together, why isn't the coach there? That's my question regarding that. And yeah, from the moral standpoint, obviously we all have our own different morals, but it's less about the morality of it and more about the credibility of it. This is a guy that preaches family all the time, is always talking about all the great family people, all the good people on the team. And for him to come out and have that happen where he's not being a good family man, obviously, and not leading his team by avoiding going back on the team plane with them, I think it just speaks to the lack of credibility that many people already believed was in existence after the different things that happened at Ohio State and Florida.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, because I really wanted to ignore this because I didn't want to put a video out about it, just because, like, I don't know, like, I didn't know that how much I could add to it, and then I was just hoping that, okay, make your apologies. Monday comes and we can wash our hands of it, and then we can move on to the Titans. But now the fact that there haven't been, I guess, any meetings right now about this Titans game, Monday and Tuesday has been full of Urban Meyer backpedaling, canceled meetings and stuff like that. And then it comes to a point like, okay, like, this is snowballing out of control. The Jaguars have put a statement out. Like, I'm sitting here wondering, is Urban Meyer even going to be the coach of this team come Friday? Like, I don't know how much this is going to snowball, but right now it's I don't know how Urban Meyer can focus on football right now. I mean, with what's going on, the only way we can focus on football is if you remove Urban Meyer from the situation right now. I'm not talking about fire him. I'm just talking about removing him from the situation and, kind of attacking this game that way. It's just, I've never seen anything like this. I've never had to deal with anything like this. I never covered anything like this, but it's a really, really weird situation right now.
I will say the one thing in terms of, getting ready for a game this Sunday at the bank, Urban Meyer kind of floats around to all the different team meetings and stuff, generally speaking. He's not leading a quarterback room. He's not leading a defensive line room, a cornerback room, the linebackers, etc. So you do have the coaches in there that should be able to compartmentalize this to an extent. They're not under the gun like Urban is at this point. And I do think there's good leadership on the team. I don't think Urban was wrong in saying that. So I think between Trevor Lawrence and some of these other guys, the team will band together. Will they be distracted? I mean, how could they not be? And will they believe what Urban has to say at this point? From what Mike Silver's report said, obviously not. I don't know how many players feel exactly how that unnamed player feels, but I do think these players are going to stick together, at least for the time being. Will it be enough? I don't know.
Yeah, and there's really a few different types of fans right now. There's fans like us that, we understand, look, there's like some severity behind this whole thing. And there's also Hustle Man that says, he shouldn't be in this much trouble. Damn, can the man live his life? He's human just like everybody else. But look, like, you can have that perspective, but the thing is, the Jaguars had to put out a statement on this. Shad Khan had to put out a statement. After yesterday, they said they're not going to make a statement on this. And also you have guys like Mike Silva reporting that, an unnamed player said he has no legitimacy in the locker room, already didn't have any, the half-ass excuse that he kind of gave, and there's a bunch of stuff just snowballing coming out that, look, there's been speculation about, whether or not the locker room believes in him. That's been out there. Now, we're at a situation where it's like,
Yeah, that was
a
out there
lot of this
before
stuff.
this.
Yeah, that was out there before this, and now
And
this
now
comes
it's like
out, and then you sit here and it's like, he basically lied. It seemed like from the reports, he basically lied. He lied to the team saying that he didn't know this girl, whatever. Like, he's sweeping it under the rug. And this guy has "own it" on his shirt all around the stadium. And he did not own this situation, which is just super, super disappointing. Completely just, it counters everything that he's been throwing out there.
Yeah, it does. And like I said before, hustle man, I understand what he's saying about letting people live their lives, but it's about credibility. This is a guy who has to lead $1 billion organization. He has to lead 53 players. He has to lead all the coaches. Everybody in that building has been following his lead since day one when he got here. And he made it that way. And Shad Khan allowed it to be that way. And when you preach one thing and then you publicly get caught doing something completely different, you lose your credibility, you lose your integrity. And again, many people thought that had already been lost for Urban Meyer a long time ago. I don't want to get into the past. I just wanted to get into what's happened right here, right now. He's lost credibility in that locker room, it appears. And yeah, I just don't know how you can get that back. So yeah, people should be able to live their lives. If he's a guy that's out here that's not preaching about being a family man, being a good person, all that, whatever. Everybody can do what they want. And I'm not here to judge anyone's marriage, but that's not the situation. It's not about morality. It's about credibility and integrity and practicing what you preach.
And shout out to everyone in here. We have 202 people in here on this impromptu stream. I also brought in Jordan DeLugo in the middle of this because I know he's got his takes on it. I went ahead and pinned his Twitter account up above. He's the kind of lead contributor of GenJag.com, and he puts out some good content on his Twitter account. So definitely throw him a follow, man. Obviously we should be talking about the Titans game. Titans just lost to the Jets. They're 2-2. Jaguars getting better every game. It looks like it could be a game where Jaguars get some redemption after kind of improving on their last few games. And you look at this from a football perspective, because I don't like judging people. I don't like saying, oh, Urban Meyer's a jerk. He's not a good guy. I don't know that because I never met the guy. I've never been around him. I don't like, like I was saying earlier, I don't like saying like people or locker room cancers, because I'm like, I don't know the person. What I mean? And the big issue with America is that we make these judgments about people before we even get to know them. So, and when I look at this from a football team perspective, the Jaguars have been getting better every game. And, we held leads against the Cardinals and Bengals, teams that are combined 7-1. And, the Jaguars, if they just had some better talent on the field, we could have so easily won that game. But right now, the Jaguars aren't really built to win right now. So you look at all that, and man, this is great. And then, Urban Meyer puts himself in this horrible situation that's completely avoidable. I know we were talking earlier about, anybody when they're drunk can, will do this kind of stuff. It's like, dude, no, like alcohol is not an excuse for this situation. He put himself in a horrible position, where, it's already, he's going to get a little bit of heat for not coming back on the team plane and staying in Ohio. Now there's these video services, and he kind of lies about it, and the Jaguars, put out these different statements. And this is just a huge, whirlwind of just awfulness that I just can't believe that a guy like Urban Meyer put himself in this situation. It's just so poor.
Yeah, it's you know when you're that high profile, if you're out and about. I mean, shoot, even if you're not high profile, if you're out and about and you're acting a fool, you're going to get videotaped for the most part. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is. For a head coach to not know that, I mean, it's crazy. And I don't know if you mentioned it before I came on, but I do think this was a big issue before we got the second video. The second video that came out after he had already spoken to the media, to the team, and apologized, that made him lose his credibility even further, because he's grabbing the girl's butt.
Yeah.
I mean, grabbing her at least upper leg, lower butt.
Yeah.
I don't know what you
Grabbing
want
the
to call
no-no
it.
areas.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
put it
So
PG.
he clearly was full of it during that press conference, and I think what Mike Silver said about the player saying that all the guys were laughing at him as soon as he left the room, it doesn't surprise me. And I think if I was in that room, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, because these guys aren't stupid. So I mean, I got to get off here soon, but I guess what do you think is going to happen? Like, do you think, like, what do you think is going to happen with Urban Meyer? Does he survive this week? Does he have to take a leave from the team? Does he finish this week or even this season as the Jaguars head coach? I mean, what are your, I guess, overall thoughts about really the status of his, head coach, uh, designation on this team?
It's so hard to say because Shad Khan, he has kind of stuck with people longer than he should in the past. Gus Bradley, Doug Marrone, Dave Caldwell, Trent Baalke's the GM now. He probably doesn't really deserve that either. How long will Urban Meyer be the Jaguars head coach? I don't know. I really don't. I don't think he'll make it past the end of the season. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious at this point. He's not the guy that needs to be leading your organization because it's not just this situation. I mean, he is a controversy waiting to happen. It's just the way it is. I thought maybe coming to the NFL, being in an NFL locker room, uh, not having to recruit, all those things, maybe he could just lock in on being a head coach. But it's been one thing after another here. It's been one thing after another in his past. I can't imagine him, being able to resurrect his credibility with this organization to the point where they could keep him around beyond the end of this season. Would I be surprised if he's fired or resigns this week, next week? No, but I would be shocked if he makes it past the end of the season.
So I'm gonna get to my thoughts after reading this donation. Southside Jaguar with a $10 donation. Thank you, man. He says Thursday night after a bad loss, he hit up his side chick. Since when does a football coach have to be held credible for his desires off the field? If he wins, no one would give a F. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he wins, I think he gets maybe some leeway in the fact that okay, he didn't go on a team plane. Like, and honestly, like the team playing thing, if it's a situation where look, players, if you want to, stay here, that's as long as other players have the option to not ride home with the team. I don't know how much of an issue that really would be. But I mean, just if you have a side chick, look, like, whatever, your personal life. I mean, obviously it goes against my relationship. I'm not going to speak on their relationship, but dude, like you're out in public, like groping this girl, and you're at a bar that you own in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio. Like you're not in the middle of an Idaho or something like that. You're in Ohio State. Like you walk into a place and pretty much everybody knows who you are. You know what I mean? And just the fact that that gets out, just horrible lack of judgment. But if he was winning, that would maybe it's a little bit different. If he's 3-1, I mean, who knows? You'd probably still be in some hot water. I'll say that, but just the 0-4 gives you kind of a lack of credibility. Also, all the stuff that's been that's been going on with him with all his like crazy off-field issues, and also the national media kind of pumping some steam into kind of getting these stories out there and kind of monitoring all his moves. It's just a whole entire bad fury of just a lot of awfulness at the moment, and it's unfortunate.
It really is. And it's not about, I think people keep wanting to make it about morals or like, it's not about that. We
Yeah.
can all talk about our morals. This isn't the place for it. It's about, do the people in that building trust him to lead them? And it doesn't seem like they do.
Yeah.
He's making bad judgment calls time after time. This was probably the worst, at least since he's joined the Jaguars. And he's just showing a lack of credibility, saying one thing, doing something else. That just doesn't work in the NFL. Guys don't buy it. They're smart. They're professionals. They're not
Yeah.
going to buy it at this point.
So last comment before we head out of here. Taking my role with a $5 donation. Who do you and Jordan like as interim if Urban somehow leaves during the season? Can't believe all this stuff is happening right now at SMH. Well, I mean, the whole interim head coach thing, it's kind of a side story to me. I mean, it'd probably be Darrell Bevell because, he was the interim head coach of the Lions last year, so that would probably be it. But the main thing is, like, if this thing goes through, the positive side of it is that Jacksonville is still seemingly a pretty desirable destination because we have number 16. And also, I mean, Shad Khan gives you a long leash. You're able to kind of hire your own guys. Also, as long as, I mean, I don't know the loyalty with Trent Baalke, what that would do when it comes to bringing a new head coach in here. But, like Shad Khan, he's not cheap. He's willing to spend money on a team. He's willing to spend money on new practice facilities and all that stuff. So when it comes to that, like, I don't really care who the interim head coach is. Just keep developing Trevor Lawrence and, kind of move on from there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have brought up Charlie Strong. He's never coached in the NFL before joining the Jaguars, and all he's been as a linebacker coach. I really don't think he would be the answer. I don't know how you would. I mean, Darrell Bevell's got to be the answer. He's the one with the pulse of the team. He's been in all the team meetings. He was the interim head coach for the Lions last year, as you mentioned. So he's got that experience going for him. And yeah, I agree. As long as this, for the majority of the staff, as long as they stay together for the rest of the year, I think you're going to keep seeing Trevor progress and keep seeing him get better as a quarterback in the NFL. I think statistically his last game wasn't magnificent, but from a understanding of the playbook, the concepts, where guys are supposed to be, execution, all that stuff, Trevor was just magnificent last week, and I think you'll continue to see that moving forward, regardless of who the head coach is for the rest of the season. But yeah, I'd be looking out for Joe Brady and Brian Daboll.
Absolutely. And then, it'd be different if the Jaguars swung and missed on a first-round quarterback, because you had to give those guys like 3 years before you kind of, they kind of flame out. But now, I mean, it's not as big of a deal when it comes to a head coach. I mean, look, didn't work out. You come in, you get your next guy, then, you kind of push forward from there. And, I believe that kind of happened with the 49ers where, they went and hired like Chip Kelly, and then for 1 year they fire him, and then Kyle Shanahan comes in, and then I mean, there's plenty of good candidates. I mean, some great candidates. I mean, there's between Bieniemy, Joe Brady, and Daboll. I mean, there's some solid guys there. So it's just right now, it's looking horrible. It's just looking horrible. But all right, Jordan, really appreciate you joining. I have Jordan's Twitter account pinned at the top of the chat, so definitely give him a follow. And thanks guys for being here. 174 people on a 12 o'clock on a Tuesday. Couldn't ask for anything better. But hey, Jordan, thanks so much for joining, man.
Thanks for having me on. I always enjoy chatting with you about the Jags.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Peace.